Hej alla, välkommen tillbaka. Tack för sist. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for the last time. That was Norwegian, in case you don't speak Norwegian. I started this YouTube channel several years ago and then I just let it flail for years. And I gotten back into it again, but it started out as basically talking about Norway, which is where I'm from, and Norwegian customs and stuff like that. And my last video was about how we went from Norway to Canada to the USA, if you're interested in that. Thank you so much for all the thumbs up, all the subscriptions. I really appreciate it. It's very cool to see all the interaction, even the negative stuff. I take it all with a grain of salt. So if you feel the need to leave me a negative comment, that's cool. Unlikely I'll respond to it unless I see some benefit in it. But I definitely won't respond harshly back to you if you give me a negative comment. If you give me a positive one or any kind of feedback, really, I try to get to all the comments. Channel is not very big, so I usually get to most of the comments, but it's kind of grown quite a bit in the last couple of weeks, which is really cool to watch. So I guess this is almost like an infomercial for all of y'all that don't participate in the outdoors, and kind of a calling to do it if you feel so inclined. I wanted to tell you some of the benefits. I mean, I'm really into ATVs, riding, camping. We have a big fifth wheel trailer over here. We go out with a big group of friends a lot. We've got a Polaris 1000, which looks very much like this. And I tell you, if you've never done it and you think, I don't want to go camping, I don't want to be dirty, and well, first of all, excuse me real quick. We don't camp in the traditional sense, like when you're a scout. You know, we don't have any tents. We're not sleeping on the ground. We don't use porta potties. You know, these trailers we all have are nice. I mean, we have 3 slides in ours, so it's almost like a small apartment. It's got 2 bathrooms, nice bedroom. So we camp kind of in luxury, and I'm not rich. I'm not. That's not a brag. It's a nice trailer, but it's not like some $150,000 trailer. But we love it. We love going out and just spending time in nature. And the rides we go on, I have a good friend that took us. We went down to a kind of central Utah last year for the 4th of July, and spent, I think it was 4 nights down there. We stayed in an RV park, which is nice to have hookups. We like going out in the wild for the most part. We don't like to have rules, you know, quiet hours. We like our music. We like to drink. We like to have fun. We can get loud. When you're in an RV park, you have rules. Usually quiet hours start between 9 and 10 till like 7 or 8 in the morning, which is cool. I have no problem living by those rules. When I stay there, I live by their rules. It's their place. But the riding down there was so incredible. We went up, I wish I could remember the name of the trail. I want to say it's the Paiute Trail or the Arapeen Trail, but I don't think it's either of those. It's down by Marysville, if you're familiar with Utah. And we went riding way up in the mountains where it was just, you know, aspen trees and pines. We went through a big burned out section of forest that a fire had gone through a couple years ago. And it was kind of sad, but it was also very cool. It's got that haunting feeling to it when you drive through that. And you could see all the new growth coming up. I mean, forest fires are a natural part of nature. That's kind of redundant. You know, I'm not talking about man-made ones. You know, lightning strikes, that kind of thing is nature's way of replenishing the forest. And you could see all the new growth coming up, and it was just beautiful. And we got way up high where you could look way out over the valleys, and there's just something that connects you to nature, God, the universe, whatever it is you believe in. I did a couple of videos ago about, I'm an ex-Mormon, and I have nothing but respect for that religion, but I left that church many, many years ago. And I did a video about that and kind of religion, and part 2 to that video is probably coming tomorrow or Monday. I'm just getting some facts together. I want to make sure I, you know, get the points across I want to get. So for me, when I go out into the forest or even into the desert, we do riding down by Mesquite, Nevada, or all over the desert. And that's a whole nother experience. And it just really connects you to nature. You feel like you're one. We try really hard to always leave wherever we go better than when we got there. We never leave trash behind. I will never understand people that go out into nature because they love nature and then they throw their beer cans or their pop cans or their plastic bags in the forest. If you ever go camping, if you're not a camper now and you decide, hey, that sounds kind of fun, give it a try, please clean up, just leave it better than you found it. Riding is probably my wife and I's favorite thing to do. Just going out with a big group. Usually there's anywhere from, 4 or 5 ATVs to as many as 20 or 30. Just depends on the camp. And it gets a little tough sometimes keeping everybody together when you have that many people, but it's so much fun. We call ourselves the 530 crew. I don't know if you can see that. I know it's backwards, but it says 530 crew. Because we like to drive, in theory, 5 minutes and then stop and bullshit for 30 minutes. It's actually not that much, but we stop a lot. The socializing is a huge part of it. If we just drove all day and only talked to the person we're riding with, it just wouldn't be the same. There's something about the camaraderie, the connection with your friends. And if any of my friends are watching this, you know what I'm talking about. So if you have the opportunity, you can rent an RV. You don't have to go buy. They're expensive. Even a used one is expensive if you want a decent one. So if it's something you ever think about trying, go rent a trailer or an RV or motorhome, whatever, and rent a side-by-side and go out and check it out. Get into nature. It is so much fun. I just love it. I get really hyped even talking about it. But anyway, that's my little plug for connecting with nature, connecting with the universe. I say it all the time. It bugs some people. That's okay. I'm not trying to bug anybody. I'm a very spiritual person, but I do not need religion in my life. I know in the videos I've done in the past, several of you have said I need to, accept Jesus, and I respect your views. I really do. And I believe in God and Jesus. So, to each his own. And like I said, with the church I left, I have only respect. I loved growing up in that religion. It taught me a lot of good values, good people. It is not a cult, my friends. It is not. I know hundreds of people that are Mormon, and most of them are just great people. You'd love to have them for your neighbor. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. Get out, go see some nature. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Dig y'all. Peace.